Greetings, everyone. Chat has spoken yet again, and we are going to do a best of 3 Kaladesh Remastered. Kaladesh has won the voting narrowly all week long, but I don't mind. I've been enjoying this remaster quite a bit, a lot more than the Amonkhet one. And, you know, this is a good, I think this is a good limited format. And I think the nature of the mechanics here, that we call the mechanics in Kaladesh block parasitic. For those of you who follow a lot of magic design stuff, you've probably heard that term before. But parasitic mechanics are ones that want more of itself and only really exist in that space. So in that one set. So there's not a lot of help for it outside of that set. Energy, of course, being a perfect example. I mean, energy is a classic parasitic mechanic. There is no energy outside of the Kaladesh blocks. No other cards in Magic produce energy in that way, right? So anything you're doing with energy is restricted completely to these two blocks. And normally that's not, like, parasitic is not a kind word for your mechanic. Like, if you come up with a mechanic and somebody says that's really parasitic, then you had better be able to justify its inclusion, because that's a negative. Parasitic means it's not going to play well with others outside of the block. And part of the whole fun of Magic is that you can find cards from the past that work with the new stuff, and find new stuff. You know, or it's that interaction that makes this so wonderful. So if you're going to make a parasitic mechanic a load-bearing mechanic for your set, it had better be really good, and it better be a lot of fun and really innovative. And, you know, I think energy ultimately missed constructed wise because it was too powerful. And again, that's what I was saying, like, parasitic mechanics really hurt in constructed, because that's where you're trying to find interactions with other stuff, right? You're looking outside of that set to find the interactions to make constructed work. But in limited, you're bound by that world anyway. Parasitic mechanics aren't really a drawback on a limited format, because you have no ability to look outside that block or that set for other things to interact with it, right? So while the energy mechanic was really bad for constructed, led to a lot of bans, and will probably lead to historic bans now that this set is on Arena. But from a limited standpoint, it still works. That's kind of my point, right? Is that I wanted to talk about parasitic mechanics and why they aren't great for constructed, but why they're not a big deal for limited. And if you want a big deal on your cards, though, you're going to go to cardkingdom.com. They are a big deal, and they offer big deals. And if you want to get your tabletop Magic game in the shape you're looking for, Card Kingdom is the place to check them out, and you can do it via my affiliate links here in the chat link, the panels down below, or the YouTube notes. They all take you to Card Kingdom from me. That lets them know you got there from here, and that helps keep me on the air, because then your business with them is attributed to my stream here. So if you want to help keep me on the air, the thing I ask of you is that when you're going to make a physical Magic purchase, keep Card Kingdom on your radar, and when you go check out what they have to offer for that purchase, do it from my affiliate link. And then in those occasions where you decide to give them your business, first, you're going to be super happy because they're an incredible company. And second, you'll help keep me on the air with your support. So thank you for that. Let's jump in here. I'm going to hit the 10K. We get to enter for gold today. We're playing on house money. That's nice. I had one. There was someone on Twitter was like looking at the 17 lands data and realizing that they were way not plus EV on drafts, that they were significantly negative EV on drafts. Now, I haven't looked at what kind of data 17 lands shows, but I would be stunned if they actually showed the difference between winning off of a gem buy-in versus a gold buy-in. And so if you are feeling like, oh, I am so negative EV at these events, you know, I've looked at 17 lands, and I've looked at your spreadsheet even, and I've done the math, and I'm just destined to lose so many gems in these formats. Well, what it's not calculating is events like this one right here. You can make up for a lot of ground in your negative EV even though you expect to lose money, to lose gems and resources over time in an event to event. the fact that the system also pays you to play helps mitigate that. So it is possible that even with, it all depends on, like, it's your win rate and how much you play that is going to determine, you know, ultimately what it's going to cost you. But with multiple account management, you know, keep a couple accounts going, make sure to play when Wizards is paying you gold to play, and you'll find that even though you are technically negative EV from event to event, you can be positive EV on the system by leveraging the gold that Wizards pays you to play. So, like, I'm a good example. I'm positive EV on the system. If we look, we see that my gems go up and up over time. We get to spend on bling and non-draft entry stuff because we have extra resources. But if you look at my numbers event to event, I'm not positive EV event to event. I lose money, I lose gems event to event, but I make them back by getting paid to play. All right. Let's get here. We're in draft view already. Looks like we're good to go. Hi, YouTube friends who are hopping right to the draft section. Good to see you. Remember to give me a like and nudge that algorithm, won't you? Appreciate that. Scrap Heap Scrounger. This is a hyper aggro 2-drop. Check this out. 3 power, you know, 3/2 for 2. And if it dies, you can exile, pay 1 in a black and put it back on the battlefield. It is doing something very specific. It does it well. We could start here and try to build around that. That's not bad. There's also Scrapper Champ. Double strike is real. If you can get more energy going, you can make this thing quite scary. We've got Pima Outrider and Attune, which I like both of these as well. Attune sets you up for energy and multicolor. I think I'm willing to start with the Scrounger, but it is a very specific card. It can't block, for one thing, right? Well, I totally missed. I intended to, I just missed the shot, and then I saw Skeptical Hat say I'm on shot, and I'm like, oh, there's a shot. I missed it, and then I tried to click it, and instead took Servo Exhibition. But hey, no problem. We'll just build around that. That is drafting the hard way. Fortunately, that first pick wasn't actually amazing. Like, I do like that Scrounger, and I'm sorry we don't have it, but it's not like I passed a first pick bomb. It was just a good card. And this is also a reasonable follow-up. SRAM is a fun build-around. We could take the Angel. This is a fun build-around, too, for sure. Blinking stuff in this format can be very powerful, but we also have just a Welding Sparks. I kind of like Welding Sparks or even SRAM. And although SRAM, this is the adult pick. SRAM is the fun pick. I'll take the fun pick. I think you should take Welding Sparks, but since I've goof grabbed already, I'm doing it. Well, I don't know if this, but see, I don't know how well you can build around this. We'll see. Well, let's find out. Like, if it triggered on all artifacts, I would love this. Like, but it's equipment. Like, it's not going to trigger on the familiar, for example. It's like, it's not even vehicles. Oh, it is vehicles. So it does do vehicles, but equipment's, you know, equipment and vehicles are just also, really, they're not that great here. But like, I'd rather have the, no, we'll wheel it. You want the skiff just because we have SRAM? I mean, if SRAM works out, fine, but I'm not going to force it by taking skiffs here. I'm going to take a much better generic card like Filigree or Revoke Privileges and just stick with white. We can start all on white. I mean, I think this is a nice generic card, but I actually kind of want to send a signal. Yeah, that's true. A great call that SRAM does trigger off of Revoke. So let's do that. Then we're on one color. I'm going to take a Rhino here. I've not really been in green-white energy, and I don't know how SRAM works with green, per se. We could take Meltdown, and then it does work with SRAM. This is decent removal. And, yeah, Ice Over triggers as well. I would take Meltdown before Ice Over. I think the Flash here and the energy makes this a little better than the Ice Over. But yeah, you're calling out the fact that this has Ice Over. It has the 4 mana Ice Over. So if we're gonna do the SRAM thing, sure, let's take Meltdown, and then maybe we end up with the goods here to actually do it. Although Ether Chaser still being here says we should be a grown-up and take that. We could end up red, white, aggro, and then SRAM. Keep in mind, SRAM's floor is a Grizzly Bear, right? So if it doesn't do that much, it's not the worst. And yeah, Ether Chaser, I think, is a first pickable common, so we're going to take it. Prophetic Prism, another Ice Over if we want to continue heading towards SRAM-friendly stuff. There's a Revolution here, though, and we got a late Chaser. There's also Aeronaut Admiral. This doesn't suck. 3 Power Flyer for 4. Revolution is strong, but we don't know we're red, and it's not bonkers good removal. It's just strong. We could take Admiral knowing that we really want to be white, and we might want to do some vehicle stuff, especially if we do get into red. Red-white vehicles is a thing. I'm going to take Admiral here. I don't blame you if you take Prism or Revolution, but I'm leaning towards the color. I'm pretty sure I am. That's kind of my approach here on that pick. Yeah, it can just be aggro, but it can have a car sub-theme, which works with SRAM if that works out. We can take a Monitor or a Smash, but probably the Hawk here. It supports aggro reasonably. Can add some extra energy to support Ether Chaser if we end up there. I do like the Monitor too, but we know we're white, so let's take a Hawk. Here's a Monitor we could grab, but there's also a Crusher. And yeah, I think Crusher is just good enough and just playable enough to be just okay enough at pack 1, pick 8 to take it here. You like the Mastodon? That's true. Yeah, this is like exactly middle of the pack vehicle, right? I think I'm going to take the Crusher over the Mastodon because of the SRAM, but I do agree that Mastodon is a fine card. Okay, we've got Goggles that could trigger SRAM, but aren't really part of what we're... there's an Artificer, I guess they could go on there. We could take a Leave the Dust. Built to Smash really supports the aggro. So really, I think it's Leave or Smash. Fenner likes the Goggles. Yeah. I'm going to go Smash. I can take these Goggles, though. Fragmentize is okay, too, though. This is... Sometimes you find targets that are too expensive, but mostly for 1 mana, this gets something more expensive. And we are best of 3, but I think we can take Goggles here. You want the Infiltrator? Yeah, maybe you do take the Infiltrator. All right, I'll take the Infiltrator. Since we had just passed the Goggles, I kind of wanted to take Goggles, but here, look. Finally, here's some Goggles. We got some Goggles, everybody. Another Hawk. It's not great, though. You know, at 1 power for 2 mana, it just doesn't really attack well. So it's playable. I'm just not super psyched about these. And Alley Invasion can be played. Okay, Bomat Courier is an interesting card. Let's see what else we've got here. But if we're going aggro Boros, this is a fine inclusion. It really loses a lot of luster at in the mid game, but it does have, so like if you get this in the late game, you can still at least with an empty hand attack once, put a card underneath it and sack. It does. But yeah, Pacification Array is probably too good, right? I kind of glossed over this one and didn't see it properly. There's a lot of really garbage. There's a lot of these garbage artifacts for 1, 2, 3 mana that don't really do anything in this format. But in this case, the Courier is certainly playable, but it's not a bomb, and Pacification Array kind of is. Even in aggro, where you can go 2 mana at the end of your turn, tap down your best thing. untap, tap down your other best thing, your next best thing, and get in for big damages. I think that's worth it. We got a mythic here, but not in our colors. What does this do? Oh, flying improvise. We don't really want that anyway. We're going to take another revoke. Oh, arrest, sure. We can take arrest instead. Yeah, I'll take the arrest. I just saw the revoke and got excited, although, is it auras or... Oh, I'm taking the revoke. This triggers SRAM and this doesn't. But that's the only reason why. Kind of feeling like we're headed towards red, but then there's another Ether Meltdown. Yeah, I could just take a Countless Gears Renegade. Yeah, maybe so. It's true that O-Ring gets more stuff, but they both get creatures and whatever. We goof grabbed pick one, and now we're on a SRAM deck. I'm doing the thing. I am going to take Meltdown here, though. I don't know if we're red or blue yet, in addition to the white, but Meltdown gives us the chance. We can take a skiff here, I suppose. We didn't wheel the other one. I don't love this card, though. But there's another revoke. Whatever, I'm just taking another revoke. I do not value the skiff at pack 2, pick 3 levels or whatever we were right there. Theorist. Ooh, here we go. Let's take a conviction. As long as we're doing the thing. I mean, this is early. We might even wheel this, but I want to make sure we get one. So I'm going to take it. The reason we want this is that it allows you to recast with SRAM, and then it's like, it basically reads 1 white, draw a card. Oh, Servo Exhibition. Accidental pick 1. Too bad this wasn't the Whaler's Shot. This deck would be even better. This was supposed to be a Whaler's Shot, and I just misclicked at the last second. I don't love the Speedway Fanatic, and we don't really even have a lot of vehicles yet. But if we do end up in the red-white plan, I think this is what we want. So I'm going to take it. Yeah, I don't even know if we're red yet. Still trying to figure out if we're white-blue or white-red. Built to Smash and Speedway, you know, the red is more... We have more red cards than blue cards, but they're not great. I like the Ether Meltdowns better in many ways. Sky Skiff, Ice Over, or Decoction Module. Oh, Welding Sparks is here too. Sorry, I did miss that. Yeah, we'll take the Sparks and kind of say red, right? If we're getting pack 2, pick 7 Sparks, I don't know why I'm not seeing cards today. Didn't see a Whaler's Shot, didn't see a Welding Sparks right there. We're best of 3. We could totally take a Tampering. This is not real equipment or real vehicle for us. That's too much. We could take an Adventurer's Goggle, as that also triggers SRAM. But we have one already, and I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know if we're running the 1. I don't think I want 2. I'm gonna take Tampering and start it in the board. Here's a Malfunction and Skiff. Both of these trigger our SRAM. We could take a Propeller Pioneer just to get some baseline air support, though. Yeah, I'll take a Skiff now. We can take a Skiff. I still, again, I don't love that card, but I'll take it there. Frontline Rebel, real drawback. We'll just take a Construct. Yeah, we got a whole other pack. So I feel like we can find what we need coming up here. This is what I'm talking about in like these cheap artifacts that are pretty underwhelming and don't really do exactly what you want, whereas Pacification Array does do what we want. Yeah, looks like we're red. Probably can cut the meltdowns, really. I think haven't really seen much blue going around, and the red has been there, so let's listen. Nice cards for the deck we're not in here. We can take Foundry Inspector and lower the cost of some of our stuff. What else is there even to consider? We've got the Pioneer. Salivating or Weld Fast? Ugh. I think I'd take Foundry Inspector before Gremlins. I like cost reduction. This is a 3-2 attacker. 3-2 for 3 is fine, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards right now that are technically made cheaper by this. It's not amazing, but I think I like it better than picking up a Pioneer here or a Gremlins here. There's a Skywhaler's Shot. We can get this one. There's another Pacification Array, but the second is worse than the first, because you get the first out and you're doing it. The second, and then you need to have 4 mana per turn to make it do its thing. It's nice to be more sure that you're going to get one, but and the rare is a good aggro 1-drop, but you really need the reliable artifacts. Okay, well, I can believe you that I'm undervaluing this in the context of the new set, but I certainly was never impressed with this its first time around. I'm going to take Skywhaler's Shot though. The rare, I would absolutely play the rare if there weren't a premium removal spell in the pack. But the rare is not powerful enough to just say we got to take it because it works, you know. Pyrohelix is doable. We could take just a 4th revoke. SRAM says bring me all the revokes you've got. Servo Schematic is interesting too, but I'm going to go with the revoke. I'm going to lean into the SRAM here. SRAM-a-lamb. Chaser here seems correct over anything else. Pretty straightforward Chaser. Dawn Feather is a nice top end, but we can get another Chaser. You like another Chaser? And I don't think we want a 5th revoke over just more reliability on the ground. Yes, Schematic, we really need to be sacrificing this to be happy about it. So you mean Eagle? There's no Angel here. I think you mean Chaser, Eagle, or Revoke are choices. All right, yeah, let's take a high. We don't have any high end yet. I hate passing an Ether Chaser, but it's true that we don't have this job taken care of yet. We could take another Conviction, but I don't want to kind of like move in on this Conviction combo. We have one. Well, if it combos, great. But I think, yeah, we should take either this removal or some interaction or even a Mastodon. Yeah, Built to Last is interaction. I'm going to take the Helix. In this, seems like a lot of people are running multiple 1 toughness cards that you can get them. Cogworker's Puzzle Knot is a playable white knot that but we're not really doing the go wide thing. Ice Over. Oh, we're not anywhere near blue, so we'll just take the Pioneer. Oh, Relentless Intruder, you think? I don't think he's that good. It's threat of activation, sure, but I'm going to take the Flyer. Brawler could play. There's a Mobile Garrison, but it's not the equipment I'm looking for. Or not the vehicle I'm looking for. Pioneer came back for us. So that's great. I think that really solidifies our top end nicely. We were a little low, but now we've got our top end taken care of. You like the monitor? I like another Pioneer. I want the flyer. And I'll take this one, I think, over this one. Monitor gets better because of the inspector. It doesn't necessarily make it better than this. I'm going to take this over the construct. Servo schematic, we're not going to run because we have no SAC for that. We're running this, but we'll throw it in the board. Reunion. Built to last. Last. Start with a peak, 15, 17, a lot of non-creatures. So we got to focus our cuts on non-creatures. And I think we're on a 17er. So Reunion can go, Exhibition, or Pack 1, Pick 1 can go. Wah wah. Oh yeah, all evasion absolutely goes. One of these has got to go at least. Which built do you like? The Exhibition is 2 creatures that I'm not super impressed by and don't do much for us. If we get spare servos, okay. But I don't like investing a card and 2 mana for a couple of them. Exhibition is, but why? Why are you all so excited about 2 1/1s for 2 at sorcery speed? I don't understand. Like, there seems to be such emotion over this cut. This isn't good. Like, if I guess we have Dawn Feather Eagle, but we're not like pumping servos or anything. That's my feeling. Yeah, that's fair, but it's effectively cutting a bad card. Can we just cut the bad card and move on, please? Probably need to cut the goggles. Let's see, we have 1 artificer. Oh no, these are artificers. We could actually keep the goggle, I suppose. We've got more artificers than I thought. But we got to find cuts. So, I mean, we got to. Like, we just got to. There's too much. Yeah, Conviction might have to go too. The cute combo here is very much cute, but rather than try to set up for some cute combo, let's just take the fact that SRAM draws off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and that's not bad. You know, we're just going to keep these 6 and make sure. We'll keep these 6 in, but then we got to keep these 2 in. Maybe we cut the Pyrohelix. And also let me get to deck building so you can see a little better. I'm not cutting Admiral. It's a 3-power flyer for 4. I guess we have these Pioneers that do that as well. But this flying doesn't suck. I don't know. And again, we're also, I don't want to go too much lower on creatures. That's true. We can just give up on vehicles and or like cut the Crusher and say it's all right. Like SRAM is still drawing. Again, SRAM still plays as a Grizzly Bear that draws off of our removal. We still need multiple cuts, so I kind of like that. We are getting low down enough. We could consider being greedy on land to... I think I'm going to do that and then cut one of these builts. Now, I'm keeping all the revokes because of this SRAM. They're premium. Well, maybe not premium. They're very good removal, and they trigger off our rare. I'm going to cut one of our interaction spells. We need well, we could go to 14. Maybe I'm being a little bit overly rigid about not wanting to go below 15 specifically. But you know, all of you saying actively bad. What's actively bad to me is not having enough creatures to do your aggressive strategy. So we can go, yeah, we could cut both. If we're gonna, we could cut both the combat tricks, leave our removal to be this stuff, which is still a lot of good removal, and then maybe find something to bring back in that is more creature-like, or that we all agree. Like, let's figure out an add to this. Well, we have Array and Construct that allow for turn 3 brawlers. Again, I don't know if I can play this if we think it's just correct in the abstract, but the benefit of it enabling a turn 3 brawler is pretty light on the scale of how I would weigh this card. But we could still run it. But yeah, like I would still rather, I think, just have Pyrohelix to muck with our Oppo's early stuff. And I can get behind that if we I mean, of course, we're keeping the skiff, right? Or do we cut? Yeah, I thought we had the skiff. Didn't we have the skiff? Or we cut the skiff too? Oh, no, there's the skiff. It just moved places. I could be convinced that Fanatic without the Crusher is better as a servo exhibition. Because 2 things with 1 toughness is probably better than 1 thing with 1 toughness in that way. But you can see they're both weak. Like, maybe we accept, quote, 14 creatures and just play something else. But I'll throw it to you all. Let's see. This is our final add, and we can add Smash for Built to Smash, Last for Built to Last, Exhibition. I'm going to go with Servo for the Servo Exhibition. Goggles. No, I think we're going to run Goggles. Any other nominations? No, we don't need the Infiltrator, but again, like, don't get hung up on the little details like, oh, I mean, yes, the whole point of this card as a design is that, aha, if I crew vehicles, I get the tapped. It still is a 3/2 for 3 that attacks for 4. It's fine. Yeah, the skiff just moved slots in the whole up-down thing. There's some of these things that are in the wrong CMC. This is probably going to be around there. This is why I'm willing to run 16, because we really have four 4-drops and 1 5-drop. I think that can be justifiably 16. And I'll add Crusher. Anybody? So right now I have Smash, Last, Servo, Crusher. Conviction. All right, I'll put Conviction on as well. Can't do ranked choice, but if there's not a clear winner, I'll reconsider a second poll. Oh, you want Alley Evasion? I can't see Alley Evasion. What do we like this for? We're going to return creatures to our hand, and that's good for us because what? We're going to replay Eagle. We're going to replay Hawks and get more energy. I just don't see a ton of value. I mean, it saves some stuff, but if we had more ETB, I think I'd like it more. Running so many revokes. Is it, I mean, I don't know. I hear what you're saying, like, because I've talked about the perils of the removal deck, where if you're heavy removal without card draw, you can remove everything and then still not have any and still die. But that's more of a problem to me in the control decks that are heavily removal based and then don't have card draw. In this case, it's removal backing up aggression, which I think is much different. Well, Conviction and Crusher were the only two choices. Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't love either choice. Chat wants to try the conviction, though. I'll do it. I agree with the general. I gave this choice to chat, so I'm going to do it. We're going to start here, but maybe we'll make this our game one choice, and then we can choose what to sideboard in based on what we see from our opponents. Because chat wants to see this, so let's do it. Chat wants to try and go off with Conviction and SRAM. I'm in. Let's try and have some fun. And let's see who else has redeemed Bling. Oh, yes. Basic lands, Bolus Horn, basic lands for Hat and Servo for the box. And it was... Where is Saheeli? Am I missing Saheeli? Do I have Saheeli sleeves? Maybe we don't. This was you, Jinx, right? Which one? What are we looking at? Or did you do? Maybe you redeemed. No, it was sleeves, right? Yeah, I don't know. You have to pick your sleeves, Jinx. Mana Vault, you got it. Where's the Mana Vault? Why am I missing? Oh, here it is. And then, oh, it was Bolas lands. There we go. Biggest horns possible in case D shows up. All right, looks good. Well, looks complete. Interesting final cuts, but we'll grab a screen and get on with it. Oh, don't worry, I'll summon him the first time I punt. Oh, we didn't name this bad boy. Sramalam was my initial joke. We gotta make a SRAM joke of some kind. Green eggs and SRAM. I really am, Haj. I don't know. It's like maybe I should just quit while I'm only a little bit behind. Yeah, so we call it Black Betty for the Sramalam reference, right? All right, we'll do that. Little subtle, because YouTube will think we drafted a black deck or something, but really it's a Sramalam joke. Whoa, Black Betty, Sramalam. I'm in. Thank you for the sub. Let's get to the battlefield view and update some stuff. We are on traditional today. Oh, but I forget traditional doesn't fit. We ended up with so much removal, I'm not too upset about missing the Whaler's shot, but you want to see? Yeah, we can do a T-par poll. How do you think we're going to do here? Hey, good start. Hope you live, SRAM. Stick around, SRAM. We got plans for you. We could... Actually, I think I'm going to start with Construct. I'm not going to put SRAM at risk. Unless they play something that we... Well, now maybe I will, because we actually do want to revoke that. Never mind. I was going to be a little bit patient and try to build out the board and maybe get them to use removal on something other than SRAM first. Yeah, we could also just Skywhaler shot it. You think we should do that? And then still try and slow roll this SRAM a little bit? Yeah, actually now I like Hat's suggestion. We do have a Skywhaler shot that gets it without triggering the SRAM. So we can sandbag that a little bit. Exactly. SRAM on 5 would be ideal, because then we can SRAM plus privilege and get our value right away. And exactly, we also need to scry for land. Construct, though, says we can brawl next turn. But we were talking about using the shot next turn. Do you want to brawl next turn? I think bottom, yeah. I got excited about the idea of a turn 3 brawler, but we really do need to fire that shot next turn anyway. And we get another scry there, so gives us another shot to find our 4th land as well. This is an instant. We could wait until Brawler is attacking next turn. I think we will do that. Looks like Oppo's going to get a good attack with a Chaser, but we're going to say no attacks. And I'm waiting because I don't think... Because I want them to spend their energy, and there's not really much that I can think of in red-green that takes a Skywhaler shot that was working and makes it suddenly not work. Can't think. I guess there's the hexproof uncommon. They could protect it with the uncommon green hexproof and the rare everything, protect everything. But beyond that, I think this is worth. That's about the only thing. And this allows us to make them spend some energy. Interesting. So also not going for the 1/1, because presumably they want to keep investing energy into the Brawler, which makes sense, but now we're going to try and put an end to that. Pyrohelix is great. We're going to keep that on top. We have our 4th land, and we can even go SRAM Pyrohelix if we want. Dream scenario is Oppo comes up with another 1 toughness real card. But if not, we can also wait, and then presumably the Ether Chaser will attack again next turn. So this Whirler Maker, Haj was calling this, and maybe it's this is me not understanding the new format. Haj, I think it was Haj who was up on this card. In the original format, I was pretty down on it. It did some things in some really grindy games, but it's... it could do something here. We almost, like, now I don't want to Admiral, like, makes the Admiral just terrible, right? So I think it's slow, but it kind of blanks our 4-drop, so I think we might want to cut this. And yeah, 3-mana removal. I'll just say that we remember the format differently, Haj. I thought this was, maybe bad is strong. How about narrow? In its original incarnation, this was a very narrow card that only belonged in a handful of decks. I acknowledge that, but you said it was always good, Haj. Come on, stick with your... I'm going to time you out, Haj. Jesus. It's never been bad. It's not bad right now. What are you saying? Well, well, well. You never can tell. Well, 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 my Michelle. And gonna go for the tall, not wide on the Pioneer because of the Whirler Maker. Want to make sure that they need at least 2 Whirler Maker tokens to take out my Pioneer. If I'd known we were going to have access to 5 revoked privileges, then sure, maybe I would take the O-ring. But at the time, we had 1 revoked privileges, and on average, you expect 2.9 copies of a given common to show up in a draft. So, given the information we had at the time, I liked our call. And come on, Whirler Maker is not being good right now because we're being aggressive enough. I'm not saying it's bad. Hear what I'm saying, but we are trying to make it not good enough here by being aggressive enough. Yeah, super close, right? The SRAM really made the difference there on whether Revoke or the O-ring style effect was correct. We will go ahead and Admiral now, though, of course. One nice thing about the Whirler Maker for them is that we can't even, like, revoke and clear an attack because they can, of course, make a blocker. Drawing some instant speed removal is really great here because now, presumably, they're going to go for the Whirler Maker block Admiral, and we can Sparks it. Which is a really weird thing to do with the welding sparks, but we're just trying to finish this off here. Good in any deck, Haj. Good in any deck, right? I hear you. I'm just teasing. And I'm certainly not saying I know what's what. I'm saying certainly that Haj and I disagree on how good it was. I found it to be a narrow card in its past incarnation, but I don't know where it's at in this format, honestly. And this is where I turn to my audience. I think my viewers are plugged in and generally very good at the game, and when I hear feedback from my regulars, I try to listen. I mean, I push back too, because I'm trying to find the truth, but I hope I'm not coming off as snotty. I'm trying to be fun but respectful as we try to figure out the what's what here. All right, so Whirler Maker is annoying for us. I think we do bring in tampering. And cut like conviction for that. Tampering for one target artifact wise is not great. Like if all this said was destroy target artifact, I wouldn't run it. But creatures without flying can't block this turn is real. Yeah, we can cut the Admiral now and replace with what though? We are on now 13 creatures in. That's kind of grim. I don't like that. I think we maybe even just want a Fanatic, although that's got the same problem that the Admiral did. It's just cheaper. Servos trade for their flyers, I suppose, in ways that aren't... But we might even want, like, Inventor's Goggles, like extra 2 toughness on stuff with all those flyers running around. Yeah, they could have Helix too. That's a great call. Like, trouble is, I don't want to... You know, we're already at 13. I think we probably have to do the Servo Exhibition. Unless we're willing to bring in the Fanatic. I think I'm going to do the servos. The 1/3 aura, I mean. That's what I cut, actually, but it's true. I'm going to just run this. Running out of time. Had to go with it. Rough. Boy, show me a plains on top, and I'm actually digging this hand quite a bit. But I don't know if we can keep it without knowing that, so I think we got a mulligan. This is rough as well. But if we find plains, it's okay. And going to 5 is tough to win from, although it is a 5 London style. I mean, we get to pick 5 from 7. But yeah, I think we at least have the array. I'm going to pitch a mountain and keep. And if we don't find a plains, we're going to lose. But if we find a plains in the first 4 draws, we'll be okay. All right, there's that plains. And I'm going to tap down their druid on upkeep so that they don't get the ramp mana for their 3rd turn. If we revoke privilege of druid, it can still tap from mana, so we don't really want to do that. Well, I would say, Hat, that if they manage to ramp out something... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about letting them have extra mana there just to use the shot. Here, I'm just going to get rid of one of the revoke privileges. But discard is harsh when we've already mulliganed. That's true. So this is where Hat was suggesting, like, now that we have an instant speed shot, I'm a little more with you, Hat. Let's give him the mana this time, since we have the mana, since we have our shot up. Scott wanted the upkeep tap. It's a fine play. You can continue holding down their mana. And looks like maybe it would have been correct, because if they're spending turn on a prophetic prism, we're probably not going to find something we want to Skyway their shot here anyway. In fact, kind of like letting it go. They're ripping apart our hand, and it sucks, but if we find a land and we make a pioneer and they don't have removal for it, we could still be okay. We got a couple of flyers about to... yeah, we got to dump removal. The question is whether it's revoke or shot. Revoke gets anything. Shot gets big stuff. I guess we're only really worried about big stuff at this point. So it's an interesting question, but shot is instant speed and gets everything that we're expecting they're coming. So let's go ahead and ditch the revoke. And yeah, another reason to ditch the revoke is this situation. We don't have a 4th mana. We can't play the Pioneer out. There's nothing we want to revoke right now. By keeping the shot, we at least get to shoot on their turn if they play some things that we don't like. At some point, they got to play a big creature, right? Land. All right. I would bet that this one is dead. They have removal colors and a fistful of cards, so I don't expect this Pioneer to last, but maybe this one will. That's okay. We can at least shoot that. Chaser We can wait, though, because I like Chaser, hold up Pyrohelix Array here and get in for 3. Got some, yeah, little value, right? A little extra energy, but nothing beyond that. Could make another Pioneer. If they didn't show the removal for this, we could just move in on the Flyers right now and then work into our defensive stuff. But here we can chase, and although Chaser doesn't do anything on this board, three toughness creatures from Oppo means Ether Chaser not do well. Actually, with Pyrohelix it does, right? We can trick them. So maybe go ahead. Yeah, I guess I like Jinx likes the Flyer plan. We can go the Chaser Array, and then next turn have Helix or Chaser interaction, Helix Chaser interaction. But I think at 19, I actually like the Flyer plan too. I'm going to go with the Flyer plan first, especially because, again, they did not remove the first one. This is a 3-turn clock. 666 at 17. We're going to get him dead in 3 swings. And we have some tools to play defense in the meantime. Well, it's probably what we're gonna shoot. But here we are again. We can go Skiff, Ether Chaser. I again like, yeah, I'm gonna swing in. I'm gonna go Skiff, Ether Chaser. We're winning the race right now. You like Chaser Helix? I don't even care about having the Helix up. I just like getting our stuff out, and although I guess the Skiff doesn't really add to damage because we don't have a spare 1/1 to like activate the Skiff. And we could do Chaser, block Cub. They go to activate and we Helix. So, all right. The reason I'm going Chaser Helix is specifically because unless we draw a creature off the top, we cannot attack with both Ether Chaser and Sky Skiff next turn. So the benefit of playing both of these out is lost. So might as well do the Chaser, have the Pyrohelix up. Next turn we can attack with the Chaser perhaps and make the 1/1 servo that can activate the Skiff for the turn after that. And, you know, we can do the Pyrohelix trick. But I'm just I am with Scott. I am on tap Cub. We're not going to try and get him here with Chaser, block, Pyrohelix. I'd rather do that with Chaser attacking. Although maybe Pyrohelix just takes out a Brawler here. Well, we'll see how they decide to attack. We're going to start with this tap. And I kind of want them to attack because then the Ether Chaser, although they're not going to block with a Brawler. If we do the Ether Chaser attack, oh yeah, they're going to send in 2. Interesting. That's good for us. That's pretty good. We can Whaler's Shot. If we draw a land, we can like Whaler's Shot the Brawler and Helix plus Ether Chaser the Druid of the Cowl. Oh, but now they're going to do that. Well, I'm still on attack 3 times with 2 Pioneers and see what happens. Having already done attack number 1, just 2 more times there. We can go Skiff Brawler. That's kind of funny. Yes, gotta remember this triggers on death. Right now they only get extra energy out of it. That's good. And too bad we didn't find land, because being able to have Helix and Shot on this attack would be nice. I'm going to attack just the Pioneers. And I like either tap something and Helix like the Brawler. I don't see how we lose if we just Helix the Brawler right now and tap the Cub. But I want to shoot the Brawler now, right? They can't activate it. And we also have the tap for tap to clear the way. There you go. We got there. All right. Really, it just came down to the flyers. We were thinking about what to do on the ground in case the flyer plan didn't get there, but straightforward. Attack him for 6 in the air for 3 turns. Got it done. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if they did. But we showed them the 3-1. Maybe they would have kept it in. Maybe they just felt it was too slow against Boros aggro. I'm going to jump in after I take a quick bio break. Hang tight, and I'll be right back. Okay, gang? I am back. Thank you for waiting. Let's jump right back in. Yucky! Keep having lousy openers. Can we even keep this? No. This doesn't do anything. Alright, this does some things. With some help, we're going to keep and figure out what to pitch. Don't really have any other artifacts we're trying to cast. Now, I could keep this on the strength of the fact that another planes would allow me to cast this. But if we don't find a mountain early, we're going to lose anyway. Suggestion to get rid of the Chaser. Maybe Chaser is the grown-up pick here. Yeah, I think you're probably right east. I know I'm just going to draw a mountain off the top, but yeah, I think it's correct. Because we can go Hawk into Inspector and then maybe find something for SRAM by then. That is, of course, assuming some lands. Right deck, lands. Well, Oppo going to the face on Puzzle Knot is probably a decent sign. I generally want to use that thing for removal. Do we go Edificer here? We don't even really have any abilities to draw, and it does more damage. I kind of like, I'm going to throw it out here. It's this or the Hawk, of course, and maybe the Edificer is likely to die, but we don't have anything to draw cards off of it yet anyway, so it's not the worst if they kill it. Although, of course, we're going to draw Revoke, like, right off the top. But really just about 2 power versus 1. Scott calls it. Hey, we found our mountain, though, so that's nice. And we could Spark the Brawler, or it does explain why they would Puzzle Knot for no value, right? That's where Scott derived that conclusion. If we don't, like, next turn I want to Admiral, so if we don't Sparks now, we're not Sparksing for a couple turns. The trouble is that means we are taking some pretty significant damage from this over 2 turns. I am going to go ahead and kill it. I hear you, Jinx, but I'm gonna... We have a lot of removal in the deck, too, so it's not like I'm afraid that I'm using up our precious few removal spells before, we see something that really needs it. I think we've got enough removal in the deck that I'm willing to do that and not take 6 or 9 from that before we kill it. Yeah, great call. I can't really play the Admiral until we draw out the puzzle knot. So we'll go Foundry Inspector here. Another Brawler. We have another removal spell, so I'm going to go Privilege and Hawk. Too bad we missed out on the card draw from Dead SRAM. Maybe that was the reason to save it. I mean, if we'd switched it, we'd have SRAM plus removal right now. It was an interesting call. Dawn Feather, not a bad draw. We'll do that. Lets the Foundry Inspector attack here. And we don't even need to take that action. And then coming up, we can start launching the Foundry Inspector with the Hawk and get in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the air. So really we're on a 2-turn clock with them here unless they have removal for the Hawk or the Inspector. You know, if they have removal. I mean, they can kill any of our creatures and they're not... Well, I guess even if they kill the... Yeah, they can kill the Eagle and then they'd be on a 3-turn clock. Or the Inspector. Still a 3-turn clock there. I kind of like running out the Admiral now because they have to kill it, right? They have to spend... They're stuck on mana, and we're threatening lethal in the air, so they kind of have to puzzle knot. They have to spend their whole turn puzzle knotting the Admiral here. Well, Scott figured it out, right, Haj? It was all about setting up the turn 3 Brawler. All right, Hawk gives us a win plan, even if they take out the Eagle now. So that was actually a nice draw. That's no excuse, Haj. You hang up that call right now. You say, F you, I've got a game to contribute to. All right, we got that one. Oppo never saw a 4th land or a 2nd color, though, so nothing super pat yourself on the back. They did pretty well given that. Lot of pingy damage, making our 1 toughnesses worse. We're definitely cutting the Admiral again. Maybe the Admiral just sucks in this format. 1 toughness on a 4 drop is quite the weakness, it's true. Last time we put back Servo Exhibition. I like Servo Exhibition for the creature swap, and then we can take Conviction and also do like Goggles or something else. We could bring in the Crusher. That was I think that came in second to the Conviction when we were deciding what to add. Trouble is Crusher has a crew of 3 and we don't have a lot of natural 3s. I guess we have some, but we don't have a ton to actually crew this with. If it was a crew 1, I'd be in, you know, but obviously it'd be much better. But point is, yeah, it requires too many creatures. The Goggles play is interesting. Do you have anything to tamper with over there? There was the knot. We're not going to tamper that. So +2, +2. Yeah, let's do Built to Last. They're throwing around a lot of fire. They're throwing around fire. Let's play counter target removal spell for 1 mana. Well, we can keep this. No white yet. We have construct to scry any other land, and we can drop an infiltrator or an inspector, so I think we can get there. That's a key card. It is good. We're gonna bottom the revoke because we have 2 of those already. We want more creature action right now. Weird to bottom removal, but we have that job covered in our current hand. Still haven't seen a second color from Oppo. Are they mono red or were they just unlucky in game 1? Unlucky. Yeah, and we need a plains. We can't even cast either of these. Good point, Rob. But even if we had a plains, I would have bottomed it. Well, now if we get a plains, we can start doing some stuff. We do have artifacts that we could draw that this would make cheaper, but I like the infiltrator here. If they race, I want the yeah, more tradable and does more damage, right? This attacks for 3, this attacks for 4. So if we do get into a race situation, this is also a better racer. Like, we could draw Sky Skiff to make us regret that, but the trouble is we don't even have anything else to do anyway, so even if we draw one of those artifacts, it probably won't, it won't have mattered. We would have been able to cast it all anyway. I was thinking about a bluff attack, and here you go. Look how good this stupid Ether Chaser is. We've got 2 creatures, neither can do anything because of a dumb 2/1 first strike on the other side. And we have just a bunch more of 2 toughness. So this is going to get grim, but it's not over yet. Still, all we can do is play what we got. Our opponent is a Dune fan. Spice Flow. We're coming for you, Spice Flow. Well, I'm glad we've got a game because I don't think we're taking this one. No attack from the Brawler, which does suggest that they don't have tricks. So it would have been a... In fact, we could just, if we want to trade... If we believe in the lack of the Brawler attack, we can go ahead and double block, and it's a 1-for-1. If they have removal, it's a blowout, but we're really up against it anyway. So I'm going to try for a 1-for-1. If this doesn't work, it's a calculated risk on a game that was slipping away from us anyway. Yeah, I could triple, I suppose. Maybe triple was the correct. But I just feel like if they had a trick, they would have attacked with the Brawler. Well, because last turn I thought we were racing. Before they played the Ether Chaser, I was ready to race. I was like, all right, you come in for 3, we're going to come back for 5. Oh, we're not going to come back for 5, right? As it is, all full of white, no plains. This is not going well. Yeah, for 6, actually, right? But I would block, and we're in a blocking situation, so I'm going to just stay back and threaten to block. And I know that they have a key to the city that makes blocking not possible on one creature, but I still at least can hold off the Virtuoso. But we're not looking good here, gang, to be honest. This looks like a game that's going to get away from us. Yeah, it doesn't help. Looking very grim, but we're still here.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
That is a laugher off the top. That kind of does it, though. Like, we needed a planes right then, and then maybe we could start doing stuff to possibly salvage this, but I'm just going to scoop, and we're going to find a game 3. We kept a 6-lander, a six card hand, and it didn't pan out. That's okay. That's magic. Are we doing anything differently on the play? Maybe we do want to, like, even drop a revoke and add back into built to smash on the play and be more about being interactive and having interaction in combat. What if we did that? Yeah, the goggles are interesting as well on that front. But I think I'm going to try double tricks. Well, I'm not cutting any more creatures. We're not cutting pioneers for not creatures. Not cutting pioneers at all. Goggles have been called, but I'm going to go with the Trixie. The combat trick is like one-time Trixie goggles instead of permanent no Trixie goggles. Yeah, but we're on the play, and we're trying to attack. Okay. I'm going to open on planes. I don't know what we're going to start with on turn 2, though. Maybe depends on what we draw. Feels like if we send out SRAM, might just die. We can send out Servo Exhibitions instead. And then we can brawl next turn. Let's do that. Rob wants the Skiff, but remember, Rob, Skiff triggers SRAM. We really want to play Skiff after SRAM. And Servo sets up for turn 3 brawl or even without a land. So I'm going to do that. If we do get a land, we can attack for 1 and still turn 3 brawl. And then maybe find turn 4 SRAM into Skiff. That's kind of my dream here. Of course, they could Helix. No land, so we will just do Brawl Pass. Yeah, now Helix them. Now that it's too late. Yeah! I love it. I thought they might have that, and I'm like, you do that, like, why are you letting, in an improvised form, don't let your opponent untap with servos in a, in this format. Well, now we keep not finding land, so now we're going to risk SRAM, throw SRAM out, and hope that we can untap and Skiff. If this lives and we can Skiff, it'll help us come back from this tough tightness on mana. Great card for them, but it really only makes 1 if they don't make a bunch more energy. And we did find our own we did find a land. I'm gonna go planes and attack. It's telegraphed, but if they want to block, we'll blow them out. And are we worried about more energy? If they come up with another energy play that creates more 1/1 flyers, we should just take a moment to Sparks it. But I like Skiff holding up Built to Last because they try to take out SRAM. We have defense, so I'm going to do that. We also really want to find some more land. And there it is. That's good. We're super telegraphed. If they're paying attention, they know we have a Built to Last. Really, we're crossing our fingers on no big influx of energy for Oppo. If they don't get a big influx of energy, then Whirler Virtuoso is merely solid. If they get a big influx of energy, Whirler Virtuoso is a build around A. And that's true. Scott points out that if they do manage more energy and more Thopters, we do have the Helix to take out a couple of them. And we have the Sky Skiff to attack through them and block them. So it's not the end of the world, but we would obviously prefer them to be out of energy. All right, we are getting our land. That's decent. We can Eddy Tail, Hawk, and Skiff. Still having both Pyrohelix and Built to Last up. Yeah, we might see if they want to block now and go ahead and trade Built to Last for the Fireweaver. I think that might be worth it. Let's start with the attack, because if they block SRAM, we'll pick off Weaver and the Flyer with the Helix. Let's start there anyway. Yeah, I could play Hawk to Crew. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to do that. Sorry, I'm focused on kind of getting them to do this though, so this is okay. I should have gotten in for 2, but I really like this result anyway. So really, if we'd done this in the right order, they'd be at 16. We'll see if that costs. Oh yeah, I could have blocked there too, but I don't want to risk the Skiff. I don't even want to. I think we're fine. We take that. We don't even risk the Skiff. Just so. Although they do get SRAM. They probably wanted SRAM anyway, to be honest. We'd probably still have our Skiff. Oh, now we're, quote, flooding, which is just to say, in a low-down aggro deck, now we want the land to stop. And we will go ahead and crew. Oh yeah, I've been rough. Not plus Helix for the full blowouts. Swooper! Chasers and swoopers. Well, we can't get them all. Oh, deck, come on. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I could have killed the Virtuoso, and now it's too late to do so without giving them a 1/1 flyer. I was thinking more of the energy use on the ether cards, which is why I didn't do it. And we do have tools to manage this. What if we go... I'm going to send in... I'm trying to get him with the built to last, basically. I'm going to say we're going to stay back on D here. I'm going to play a land. And then we'll see what we can do with Sky Skiff threatening, the welding sparks, the built to last. Note that Oppo did not make a whirler, a thopter anyway. I think between Sparks and Skiff and built to last, we will be able to have some stuff up our sleeve. All right, so that... Yeah, our instants don't help with that, but it does mean that built to last probably gets something. Because now they think they've got a free attack. They're worried, though. I don't know if they have us read for the built to last. And what do we need dead here? Flyer? I think Flyer more important for us to kill. I'm holding the sparks in case they drop something better here. But now we could fire this off, although we're going to have 7 mana. There's nothing, I guess if we draw specifically the Eagle, we can't both Eagle and Sparks, but we can 2-spell everything else on draw, so I'm just going to go ahead and untap. Fine. The one card in our deck that we couldn't 2-spell off of. But again, not even sure I wanted to do this anyway, and it's still, like, I'm fine holding the Sparks is the bottom line. At least the Eagle technically says none of those things can attack. If they do, we've got to ask ourselves what they might have drawn. They haven't shown any... They didn't show any combat tricks or instant speed interaction last turn. So if they were to attack into the Eagle here, it is them saying that they drew something off the top right now to make that work. First strike, haste. Okay, so that's okay. Good card, but we can spark that and be okay. Let's see if they want to send anything besides the Stalker. Yeah, okay. Are we just dead? What's going on here? Let's see. They've got 2 pumps, so they can get 5. Then we can block 2, 6, 7. No, we're okay. We're okay. Ish. Kinda. Maybe we just have to block it, though. Yeah, maybe we do this. I don't think we can take 5 and be where we want to be from this, but we can do this, take 5 from this stuff, and end up with the ability to block next turn. Oh, Dragon gets first strike. Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, I was thinking we had a trade if we wanted it. So we can't do that. So we got to do that, and then we're going to do this. But then we got to do... that means we got to do this and this, right? So we take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Rough. I don't know how we win from here going to 1. Oh, they haven't pumped yet. I thought they missed pump, but they get to do it now. Oh yeah, if I was chumping, I was supposed to chump that, right? I don't know what I'm thinking. That was just a straight up punt. Where's D? I'm summoning D. Go ahead and punt me. I absolutely should have chumped the stalker. I don't know what I was thinking. It might even cost us this match. Well, Land says it didn't matter in the end, but let's see, we would have had one more turn, I think. Yeah, that was a screw up. Looks like we were going to lose anyway. Well, it cost us one more turn, right? Because if I had done that, if we chumped there, have Dawn Feather, we'd be at, we took 5 instead of, we took an extra 3, so we'd be at 4. Then we'd be in, kill this, and yeah, we'd still have a chance. We'd be in this game. We'd be in this game. So I totally cost us the chance to be in it. You can't say that I cost us the match, but I did cost us the chance to be in it. Bummer. Magic's hard, streaming's hard. I'm not going to beat myself up, but it was a clear mistake. It was all to set up an easier opponent in the third round. All right, we can keep this. Ah, I got a viewer. Oops, that's not. I would say good luck, have fun back, but this interface is too bad. Somebody else make that work. All right, Ether Chaser, a better 2-drop than the Eddie Tail. That's a powerful magic card, but so is Ether Chaser. We still get to attack in here. Not gonna hold this Spark. Just gonna play Eddie Tail, I think. Oh, not Conviction, Eddie Tail. Now that it's not on me, maybe I'll try to find it. Yeah, I could have put Conviction on Token, but I don't know. I didn't want to. Like, I felt like building out the board with creatures was more valuable. In this case, I'm going to go with the 3-2 over the 3-1. But really, I mean, this is just like strictly worse than our 3 Pioneers, right? We don't have any. Our one vehicle already has flying, so Admiral is easily our worst 4-drop. You want Chaser, Conviction, the Chaser. The thing with Conviction, though, man, I want 1 white available when I play this. I want to be able to bring it back to hand in case they have removal. So, those of you who want to tap out for Conviction, I do not agree. And I'm going to attack with the Hawk and play a 4-drop. And I'm going to play my junky one. It makes it easier, like if they could have a Helix that, but whatever. I'm going to play the junky one. I don't know. There's a common red removal spell that deals 4, Haj. They might be splashing removal. I'll keep racing. See if they have some for the Admiral here. Now, might have to spark the champ. We can send in our flyers, though. They're not blocking. We could launch the servo if we really wanted to get in extra race damage. I think we have more value elsewhere with our energy, though. I'm going to send in just the flyers and not the servo. Or at least, if I use this energy, I want it for something bigger than a 1-1. We'll save that for later. I kind of like sparks at instant speed on the champ when it has used... Oh, are they pausing? Is there a pause? If they're pausing, then that's probably what it is, yeah. And if we're worried about blossoming D, we should do it now to avoid... Again, I'm trying to hold conviction until we have extra mana. And I kind of like, in this case... I'm going to go for the welding sparks on the Scrapper Champ and figure out if we need to chump that thing next turn or not. Looks like we do, because the... Oh! There's a pause, though. So what is that pause? Are we missing something? What else could it be? You know, given the race, I actually kind of like a chump here. Yeah, certainly one of my viewers knows that I'm looking for that stuff. So full control bluffs are pretty effective against me. Just deciding whether we want to trade this for 3 life or try and trade it later for more life. I'm going to go ahead and block and chump. Interesting. 4 more in the air. This is effectively a 3/3 already with the 2 energy. We could create. I've been trying not to play this without the white, but I think I'm going to give up on that now. We just haven't found the other land. They're down to 1 card anyway, so. I think now we go Ether Chaser Conviction, and we have a pretty good block, which is what people have been suggesting. And as you've heard, I've just been trying to wait till we have an extra white, but now I think we're out of time to do it that way, and we should set this up like so. Turtle does give Cub an attack here, but it doesn't really give much else. The Turtle can become a 3/6, but I'm going to throw the Chaser in front of that. And... Okay, yeah, well... Wow, now don't we just block the Cub and make him have something? Because they make the Cub a 3/3, but we got first strike. Well, we did this to block, so gosh, I'm going to do it. Clever! We knew something was up. Now we see what. But mainly this is all still just interaction on the ground, messing with the ground combat, and our air is still clear. All right. Now you show up, huh? Fifth land, F you. Seriously. However, we can send in for 4. We can play a Pioneer, put a token on the ground, threaten lethal next turn, and have 1 chump. Have 1 chump for, like, Cub. And then if we take 3, 4, we go to 1. So, and then do we need to send both? If we have, yeah, we do need to send both, or we don't have lethal next turn. All right, we got a plan. Let's see if it works. And let's make sure I execute correctly. We want Servo Ryan. Fingers crossed. Well, if we didn't attack with the Hawk, they would be at 6 right now, which means that leaving the Hawk back doesn't do anything because we can't block with it or we don't have lethal. Don't do it. Ah! All right, removal. Come on. Come on. We have a lot of it. 1 time. Ah! Got town stealing my gems. Are you serious? Well, we're not dead. Just gotta see. Are we dead? Why? Do they have trample? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can block everything. Do they have trample? Wow. Oh, that was annoying. I don't know how we win from here, though, and I don't know if we have attacks here. We send Pioneer, they trade off. No, no attacks. Boy, that's annoying. I could probably just scoop it up. I don't think we have outs, but in case I'm missing something. Like, leaving swoop back maybe does give us some sort of window to... We're just going to block with our smallest stuff. Leave our biggest thing. Oh, I guess we could block with this and it trades. But I think we have to win next turn if there's some sort of way to do that, so we should just keep this. I don't know how. There's not one card that does everything we need, but I'll block everything. Yeah, I even built a smash. Doesn't do it because of 2 toughness, but good call. And we don't have it in the main deck. And a land is not going to get it done. Ugh! Gontownic! Stealing my gems. My precious, precious, bottomless gems. That's alright. We're going to come back and get them twice. Teamer energy. We see any artifacts to get? Not to get. Got to play around that a little bit. Looks like Admiral is okay in this deck. Yeah, we could still cut Admiral for something lower down, I suppose. Are they blocking much? Built to last over Conviction is tempting me right now. But I'm going to run it back. I still can't bring myself to bring in Hijack. I know it's good if we're racing and ahead and we want to be that, but it is just so useless if you are on the back foot. I can't quite do it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it, and we'll find some planes, and we have Chaser and Array as plays in the meantime. Come on, planes off the top. One time. This might be one time on the day. Here it is. Ready? Planes off the top. Well. Turn 3 Rogue Refiner. Every game must be. Whiny Ryan in the house. Yeah, classic Magic. Teamertron for Gone Town. Nick. But, I don't know if we trade the Skiff for Refiner. I'm still kind of in try and race here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep racing. But, yeah, we can race a turtle in the air with the Skiff. Well, drawn 3 is really tough for us to beat when we're not curving out here. The presence of the era and our current state makes me think we are extremely unlikely to win this game. If we can come back from this one, I'll be really proud of us. But expect that we're not going to get there. Like, if we drew a plains right there, we would be able to get going. You don't think they're drawing 3? I would. Jeez. You got the turtle as an 0-3 holding off the chaser. Yeah, I don't know. Drawing 3 for 2 mana is so good. But I'm going to go ahead and crew and swing. It's not much. We're just in deep trouble here, gang. We're on the tap down plan stuck on 3. Pump their team first. Well, maybe they want to gather some energy first. That would be a reason not to sack it, but I don't know what you mean, pump their team. And then crack later to draw. I don't... What pump your team are you talking about? Like, grow the turtle? Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I guess if they swoop... Yeah, I guess they can attack and keep that chain going, sure. So to that end, actually, I think we probably pin down the swooper. Chaser still blocks the refiner anyway, and the swooper does combos with the era. I didn't see the engine you were talking about, Fenor, until I put that all together, but yes. Especially if they can just kind of stay on 6, right? Like, go in, go down to 4, attack in, go to 4 energy, but create a token that goes back to 6. So as long as they can stay at 6 or more, yeah. I'm gonna be mad if Gone Town is like 2-0 or something with this deck. We got paired up. Looks real good. And I love the red splash in these Teamer Energy decks. Well... Man, I started this attack, but if I'm not careful, they can just do the thing. But maybe I don't care, and we have to just do it this way for now. Yeah, I'm with you, Hat. I'm not a huge fan of the turtle in general, but if you're in heavy energy, you'll kind of take whatever you can get. All you need is road turtles to get to your power. Now we have the choice of Brawler, let the Swooper do a thing for the engine thing for a turn. I think we have to do that. We gotta get some more board presence here. I'm just, I'm not optimistic, because even if we find a plains, I just don't think we're beating the engines that we're seeing from Oppo's deck right now. What I should have done is go ahead and play the Brawler, but hold back the Skiff so we could threaten this attack without having the array up. But I activated the Skiff and went for the attack. Seems fair, deck. Good, nice way to go out. Well, I guess we gotta keep the array up now because of that cub. But we could also force some action on the cub and get it big enough for the eventual shot. Although I don't think we're drawing a white source this game, apparently. Or maybe we just let it through once and see how big Townick wants to make it. Yeah, it's true. We can just use the skiff to be stable. Yeah, I think we're technically stable if we just tap the cub and keep the skiff available. So yeah, we'll do that. They cashed in the engine. All right, planes off the top. Planes off the top. Really don't like this guy, but I guess if you're so committed to energy that you'll play anything that's a body that generates two energy. But also, if it's a backup plan with a deck with this much energy, so it's fair here. And there's our planes to make things interesting just at the end, at the last minute here. It might be interesting. Still are on tap down, though. We're certainly not attacking. We're 1 mana away from being able to array and do all this 3 mana stuff in our hand. With the shot, I'm gonna end it again here and have the Sky Whaler shot for the Scrapper Champ. I'm gonna let the attacks from the big stuff happen here. Maybe Oppo will cash in some of the energy. We'll figure out where to send a shot. And we can chump the cub with the 1/1 just to not take a huge chunk there. Probably want to take out the Scrapper Champ is what I'm saying. Seems like what this hesitancy is saying is that we do have block with everything and trade, and they're, you know, trying to figure out if that's correct. I'm going to start with seeing if they, assuming they do that. So now, if we activate Skiff and put everything on this, they go first strike, first, yeah, see, we could basically threaten to trade a bunch of stuff for this, but then at the end of the, after we do that, we still have the Sky Whaler shot, so I'm going to threaten it and see what happens. All this is doing is potentially bringing another card out of Townick's hand here that we can then get an extra piece of value out of our Sky Whaler shot, but we're going to kill the champ with the Sky Whaler shot regardless. We didn't get anything extra. I wasn't expecting to. We needed to show more toughness. If we just... Right? If we blocked... Yeah, I guess you would have done either one. Yeah, you're right. That wasn't necessary. We do want more land, though, so that we can tap and cast. So we're going to keep that. Also, I mean, if you're going to do that play, you want to put your best stuff on it to encourage some sort of trick or whatever. We'll still get a plains, you'll see. Although that hurts. Three lands. I'll take a mountain, too, at this point. I just want to be able to tap and play a 3-drop. I was wondering what that was about, and now we understand. Slipping away, slipping away, slipping away. Stuck on land and not, you know, Oppo just drawing a ton of cards. Like, it's never, like, we are just beyond dead. And of course, we don't find a land. Blah. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just kind of waiting to die. We are so dead. I practically want to scoop. Pretty dejected and don't see a path to victory, given how the deck has dealt us here, but... What is that sound? Is it this level? And why haven't I noticed it before? Interesting attack. We could take the brawl. I kind of just want to take this, though. All right, we're back on the do two things plan, at least, and probably going to revoke some privileges. Didn't attack with the Rhino. What should we revoke? I mean, they were attacking with the Armorcraft Judge, but that's hardly the right thing to revoke. They were just doing that to try and eventually clear the way for the real threats. I'm going to revoke Longtusk, I guess. That seems like best card number 1 here. Boy, that's annoying. Except that's just the same as completely quiet. I don't like that either. Did I not affect it? Oh. It's annoying, though. Oops, and it annoyed me to the point of not using my pacifism array. Maybe I will offer... I'm just going to take it again. Ugh, now there's music. All the sounds are bugging me all of a sudden. Well, we could throw a conviction on a flyer. Like a 3/3 flyer wouldn't suck here on the Pioneer. We could also just throw a conviction on something to block the judge they keep attacking with. I think we just do that. And then we can conviction, hold conviction, return, and 3/4. We can get a 3/4. Oh, it's a 3/4. I was thinking it was 1/2. We can get a 3/4 ether chaser on the ground, but that still. Yeah, I'm gonna go on the brawler. I gotta turn it off. It's. I think I'd. Well, I'll do this. There. I'm playing without sound in my head. It's really bugging me. Really bugging me. I'm like totally distracted and having a hard time focusing on the game state. Thing is, I like the sounds in general. I find the audio cues valuable, but the shh, shh, shh is like, what? How did you decide that was the noise you wanted to put in players' ears endlessly? Come on. Let's not mess up, though. Let's go array on what even? Maybe we don't need to do it. Like, what are they going to attack with that we even care about? And do this. They're 15 to our 14, so we are going to lose to this darn minister if we don't do something about it. But the thing is, they're ahead on cards already. It may be even if we do something about the minister now, we're still too late because our deck is thinner. And revoke does not stop it from being able to do that thing. So on some level, we have to find a win. And it's not obvious how we're going to find it to me. Maybe it's revoke, start attacking. Yeah, Infiltrator just pinging. I suppose Infiltrator can start pinging. But I'm trying to, yeah, I'm going to send the Pioneer. Except I need to block, well, yeah, I'm only going to send the Pioneer this time because I still want to threaten skiff blocks. Well, maybe we can play Construct. I want to keep tapping the Drake, though, I think. So I'm going to leave the Construct. They're getting pretty wide, though. That's my other concern. Construct threatens some other blocks here that are relevant. I'm going to do this. Honestly, though, I'm somewhat I'm low on clock here too, so I gotta play and hope we find a way. Not feeling super sure of it. I mean, we'll keep it on top. The thing with the inquiries is the scry doesn't really matter. I mean, maybe I could bottom it, because... I mean, it's not even a good card. It's like... Yeah, it does put Brawler in the air, which is fine, but, like, we can't guarantee keeping it anyway. I mean, I could put it on the bottom, but what does that do? Ugh. Now we gotta revoke that. I was hoping to revoke the Hinterland. Now we're gonna tap Hinterland and revoke the fly. We just gotta revoke... We gotta stop all these flyers. Oh, that's interesting. Now I'm sad that... Although I do have to get the Minister, I think, with the Pyrohelix, so that we... I don't think it's actually good, Fenor, but I think it's actually... serviceable in a deck this good. I don't think this is abstractly good, but I think Gontown Nick's deck is synergistic enough to be worth including here, and as we're seeing, a backup win con. We can, however, go Infiltrator. But then we can't attack... Well, we attack with Skiff, they just... Oh, yeah, can't block artifacts. So this can't block artifacts. So yeah, we can do that. Let's go... We certainly have to revoke the P-Foul, right? We just have to. Scott's got the line. I'm never winning the match, by the way. I've got 5 minutes or so and don't have a win yet. So my own slow play is going to cost us, if nothing else, here. Yeah, if you get multiples of these, then you've got a plan, I suppose. But as a one-off in a random deck, I don't think it's good. What we got left to try and win this with? SRAM, another Revoke, another Pioneer, and some land. Yeah, this kind of relates to the green puzzle knot debate I was having with Hodge earlier in this format about whether or not that card is playable. And the bottom line with these weak, abstractly weak, but make energy cards is that if your energy synergies are good enough, you just have to be asking yourself if you can get that card's worth of value out of the energy side of it. And obviously this deck can. The green puzzle knot is only playable if you are doing a lot with energy, Jinx. There's no way that 5 mana for a handful of life and some energy is playable at all unless you're really doing the energy thing. In my humble or not so humble opinion. Anyway, here I am setting myself up to not win. I guess we need... to play the Admiral here, and then maybe we can get in enough next time. Because we infiltrate to skiff. Yeah, let's do this. And I think even this to crash through for these. We play an Admiral, and we actually show multiple lethal axes here. Infiltrator represents 1 damage next turn, so they're a virtual 3. Maybe we can get there. I'll tell you this. Green Puzzle Knot was stone unplayable in the original format. I didn't see anybody use it. Nobody said it was good. No, if you're saying it's good now, it's got quite the uphill battle before I see that card as a playable... I mean, yes, it's doing a job, but I just don't think it's doing a job well. There's so many things that do that job better. Okay. Revoke. We'll just throw the revoke here, although we don't even need that, right? We need the infiltrator. We need tap. And we're gonna crew on the infiltrator. And try and win? Oh. Come on, Gown. Don't clock me, man. It's hard enough to beat your deck with my slow play as it is. All right, well, we get to lose in 2 minutes in game 3. That's too bad. So we got to go, to have any chance, we're going to go super low down. I'm going to cut this Admiral, bring in Fanatic, bring in Tampering, cut Conviction, Built to Last, Built to Smash. Need the Eagle. I want the Brawler. Cut 1 revoke. Cut. Yeah, I don't have to, we don't have to rush here. The 2 minutes is not connected to my sideboard. Yeah, maybe Array is too slow here. And Skiff is slowish but fast. I mean, it is pretty aggro. What am I gonna cut, a Pioneer instead or something? Yeah, Array, it's just too clunky though. We're basically using builts instead of arrays here to get through. So final cut gotta be, all right, that's fine. Yeah, that's fair. For fast clicking, we'll cut it based on that alone. All right, here we go. Gotta play quick to have any chance. If I can win this in my 2 minutes of clock, it'll be quite the comeback. I gotta keep this. We don't have any action yet, but it looks too good in general not to. We just hope we find a 2. There's a 2. Gonna welding sparks anything they do. And then pioneer quickly. I'm going wide because we have the eagle. Now, Eagle says we should make go wide. All right, we're just going to try and get in on the strength of the built to last here. I gotta play quickly. I know the eagle is an option, but I gotta play quickly. I really don't have time to think, gang. I don't have time to think. I have time to cast cards and hope. Yeah, this is the worst part. I don't care. Sure, whatever. All right, revoke is good here if they don't do anything else. Oh, no. Okay, that's actually, as far as the things they could do, that's not the worst. But reloading is somewhat big game. Ooh. And do this. Again, don't have much time to think. Although, actually, I can wait here, right? So we can go... like this, and then I have energy, and I only have flyers. If timer runs out, I lose. I have 54 seconds to complete my game actions. If that's the only thing they've got, we're okay. If they come up with another flyer blocker, we're in trouble. That's not bad. You kidding me? Still. Just sending... It's the no-look pass. No! No! Dang it, Gontownic! Come on! This would have been so good! Ah! frack! Frack, frack, frack. I was so proud of this. Dang it. This is about as tilted as I've been in a long time. Ah! Another revoke and we have a chance, I suppose, but come on! Oh! Not dead yet, but come on. That was like we had it, and then it was taken away with us. Taken away from us. Go tall with Pioneer, but it doesn't get through the Artisan. Why do we want... Help me understand why. Why is tall better than wide when they have a 1-4 with reach? Oh, well, now we have to because of the Hinterland Drake, but... Again, I can't really think here. I'm saying no attack on the hopes that we find removal off the top. That was what we wanted right there. Servo does nothing. It does attack for 1, everybody. Servos do attack for 1, so don't tell me it does nothing. Hinterland Drakes can't block servos. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers plus 1. Well, whatever. No attacks. All right. Fenner says no. I'll listen. Herschel says send all. I listen to Fenor. Chaser. I don't even know if we're there. I'm just attacking. I'm just ready to pass. Trouble is, auto pass messes with me. Pass, 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 pass. We can't do anything anyway. It's kind of auto-passing for us. I can't believe the top decks Gontown has done here to stop us. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. Oh my god. F! Energy with Bird? No. No. I can't. Ah! I'm really tilted. Ah! That is one of the most frustrating losses I've had in a long time. Gotta tell you. I'm trying to recover myself here. I hope you were entertained, yes, but dang it. played it as perfectly as we could given the circumstance. I certainly didn't play it perfectly. I was playing too fast to play perfectly. But for Oppo to rip, what were there, like 4 perfect rips in the last frickin' 3 turns to deny us that? I'm raging. Well, I'll get over it quickly, though. As I say, my tilting tends to be a burst of real feeling, real frustration, and then we can bring it back into, well. Oh, there's Townick. Guess what? Timeout. Asshole. Can't believe those top decks. Cannot believe that, man. Ugh. Looks like my mods have forgiven you, Townick. I haven't. It's because I would have won, you know. I'm especially mad at, like, I screwed up in the second match and punted away our chance to have a chance in the second match, and then just timed my way to not taking that one. Townick, come on. Can you miss once? Can you miss once? Apparently not. Wow. All right. Well, I talked about streaming longer today, but I'm in no condition to do it. I'm going to have to sign off and go try to remember how good my life actually is. So, I will. I remember. My life is good. I'm a lucky guy. Good game, Townick, and I will try and get you back tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out for that, YouTube. Sorry we didn't come up with any gems, but hopefully you found the match entertaining and my wild tilt entertaining on some level. All right, bye.